The liver is one of the most vital organs in the human body, responsible for detoxifying the blood, regulating metabolism, producing essential proteins, and supporting digestion. Yet, despite its importance, many people unknowingly adopt daily habits that place a heavy burden on this silent worker. Unlike other organs, the liver rarely shows symptoms of distress until significant damage has occurred, making early awareness and prevention crucial. In this video, viewers will discover 10 common but harmful lifestyle habits that can slowly deteriorate liver function over time. These aren't rare or extreme behaviors. They're everyday routines that seem harmless but may contribute to serious liver issues, including fatty liver disease, inflammation, or even long-term failure. Understanding these risk factors can empower anyone to make smarter choices for lasting liver health. Stay tuned. What you don't know might be hurting your liver right now. Excess daily sugar. Excessive sugar consumption is one of the most underestimated threats to liver health today. While most people associate sugar with weight gain or dental issues, few realize that it can directly damage the liver, even in individuals who appear slim or healthy on the outside. The real danger lies in added sugars, especially fructose, which is commonly found in soft drinks, fruit juices, energy drinks, sweetened yogurts, processed snacks, and countless packaged foods. Unlike glucose, which is used by nearly every cell in the body, fructose is metabolized almost exclusively by the liver. When consumed in large quantities, especially in liquid form, the liver becomes overwhelmed and begins converting excess fructose into fat. Over time, this buildup of fat can lead to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, a condition now affecting millions worldwide and rising rapidly among children and teenagers. Many people mistakenly believe that natural or healthy sugars are safe, but even frequent consumption of honey, agave syrup, or so-called natural juices can stress the liver if the overall sugar intake is too high. The World Health Organization recommends limiting added sugars to less than 10% of total daily calories. However, the average intake in many countries far exceeds that, often without people even realizing it. And it's not just about how much sugar is consumed, it's about how often constant snacking on sugary foods throughout the day keeps the liver in a constant state of fat synthesis with no time to recover or process nutrients efficiently. This chronic overload promotes inflammation, insulin resistance, and eventually leads to metabolic dysfunction. To protect the liver, it's essential to reduce the frequency and quantity of added sugar intake. Start by cutting back on sugary beverages, reading nutrition labels carefully, and avoiding foods with high fructose corn syrup or large amounts of hidden sugars. Swapping sweets for whole fruits, increasing fiber intake, and drinking water instead of juice are small but powerful steps toward long-term liver health. Sedentary lifestyle. A sedentary lifestyle is one of the most silent and widespread threats to liver health. With modern routines revolving around screens, cars, and desk jobs, physical inactivity has become the norm for millions of people. Unfortunately, sitting for long hours and moving too little directly affects how the liver functions, and not in a good way. When the body lacks regular movement, its ability to burn fat and process glucose diminishes significantly. This leads to the accumulation of fat not only in adipose tissue, but also inside organs, especially the liver. Over time, this can result in non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, even in individuals who aren't technically overweight. Scientific studies consistently show a strong connection between low physical activity levels and increased liver fat. Even without any changes in diet, simply sitting too much, whether it's during work, TV watching, or long commutes, can trigger metabolic changes that promote liver inflammation, insulin resistance, and lipid accumulation. But the good news is, movement is medicine. You don't need to run marathons or join a fancy gym to protect your liver. Just 150 minutes of moderate exercise per week, that's about 30 minutes a day, 5 times a week, can drastically improve how the liver processes fats and sugars. Walking, swimming, cycling, dancing, or even gardening are all excellent options. Consistency matters more than intensity. Choosing an activity you enjoy makes it easier to turn movement into a daily habit. It also helps reduce abdominal fat, lower blood pressure, improve insulin sensitivity, and support healthy liver enzyme levels. What's more, breaking up long periods of sitting with short movement breaks, even just standing, stretching, or walking around the room for a minute every hour, can help maintain better metabolic balance and keep the liver from becoming stagnant and overburdened. In short, sitting is the new smoking. While it might not seem harmful in the moment, the long-term consequences are very real. Getting active is one of the most powerful and accessible tools for preventing fatty liver and supporting overall metabolic health. The body is built to move, and the liver depends on it. Alcohol, even occasionally, 2, 10, 50, alcohol is one of the most well-known substances associated with liver damage, yet it remains one of the most socially accepted. Many people assume that occasional drinking, especially during holidays or social events, is harmless. But the truth is more complicated. Even small amounts of alcohol, when consumed regularly or in combination with other risk factors like poor diet or obesity, can gradually damage liver cells and contribute to long-term dysfunction. The liver is the primary organ responsible for metabolizing alcohol. When alcohol enters the bloodstream, the liver prioritizes its breakdown to prevent toxicity. But in doing so, it temporarily halts other critical metabolic functions, like fat processing and detoxification. If alcohol consumption becomes routine, even at low levels, the liver stays in a constant state of stress, increasing the risk of fat accumulation, alcoholic steatosis, inflammation, and eventually fibrosis or cirrhosis. What many don't realize is that there is no universal safe dose of alcohol. For people with existing liver conditions, such as fatty liver disease, hepatitis, or elevated liver enzymes, even a small drink can exacerbate liver inflammation. For healthy individuals, some research suggests that one drink per day might not cause immediate harm, but the cumulative effects over years can still lead to metabolic strain and liver vulnerability. Moreover, different types of alcohol vary in impact. Hard liquor, beer, and even wine all place a burden on the liver. While moderate wine consumption is sometimes promoted for cardiovascular benefits, these effects do not extend to liver health. In fact, any alcohol, regardless of the source, requires liver processing, and the byproducts of alcohol metabolism, such as acetaldehyde, are toxic to liver cells. It's also important to remember that alcohol often comes with other unhealthy habits. Late-night eating, processed snacks, or sugar-laden mixers, all of which compound the burden on the liver. If liver health is a priority, the most effective recommendation is zero alcohol. And for those who still choose to drink, it should be occasional, minimal, and never on a daily basis. Drinking mindfully, not habitually, is the key to protecting one of the body's most vital and vulnerable organs. Late-night snacking and lack of routine. Late-night snacking and irregular eating patterns may seem harmless, especially for those with busy schedules or unusual work hours. But these habits can quietly undermine liver health in powerful ways. The liver follows a circadian rhythm, just like the rest of the body. It performs certain critical functions, such as detoxification, bile production, and fat metabolism, more efficiently during specific times of the day, primarily during the night when the body is at rest. When food is consumed late in the evening or during the night, especially heavy meals or snacks high in sugar and fat, it disrupts this natural rhythm. Instead of focusing on repair and cleansing, the liver is forced to process nutrients and manage blood sugar spikes, which leads to metabolic stress. Over time, this can contribute to insulin resistance, fat accumulation in the liver, and elevated liver enzymes, key indicators of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD. Additionally, irregular meal timing, such as skipping breakfast, overeating late in the day, or constantly changing eating hours, confuses the body's internal clock. The liver thrives on consistency, not chaos. Studies have shown that people who eat most of their calories in the evening have a higher risk of developing liver problems, even if their total daily intake isn't excessive. Another key issue with late-night eating is poor food quality. Nighttime snacks often consist of highly processed, calorie-dense options like chips, sweets, fast food, or leftovers. These choices are typically low in nutrients and high in sugars, refined carbs, and unhealthy fats, all of which tax the liver. Moreover, eating close to bedtime affects sleep quality, which adds another layer of risk. Poor sleep, in turn, disrupts metabolic processes, increasing cortisol levels and making it harder for the liver to function efficiently. It becomes a vicious cycle. Late eating harms the liver in sleep, and poor sleep worsens liver function even further. To support liver health, aim to finish eating at least 2-3 hours before bedtime and maintain a regular meal schedule throughout the week. This gives the liver time to shift into its nighttime repair mode, reduces the risk of fat buildup, and aligns with the body's natural hormonal cycles. Small adjustments, like eating dinner earlier, avoiding post-dinner snacks, and going to bed on a consistent schedule, can make a big difference in protecting your liver for the long term. Detox, hype, and supplement overuse. The wellness industry has made detox a buzzword, from liver cleanses and herbal teas to pills and powders that promise to flush out toxins. The market is flooded with products that claim to restore liver health. But here's the truth. Your liver doesn't need a detox. It is the detox. The liver is a highly efficient organ designed to filter toxins, metabolize nutrients, break down drugs, and support the immune system. It performs these tasks 24/7 without needing special teas, juice fasts, or trendy supplements. In fact, the vast majority of detox products are not supported by credible scientific evidence. At best, they do nothing. At worst, they can be dangerous, especially for the liver. Certain supplements, including some that are marketed as natural, have been linked to drug-induced liver injury, DILI. For example, high doses of green tea extract, kava, comfrey, and some weight loss or bodybuilding products have been shown to cause hepatitis, liver inflammation, and even acute liver failure in severe cases. This happens because many supplements contain concentrated plant compounds that, when overused or improperly combined, overwhelm the liver's metabolic systems. Another issue is the false sense of security that detox products provide. People often believe they can offset unhealthy habits, like binge eating, drinking alcohol, or being sedentary, by taking a supplement or doing a weekend cleanse. But liver health doesn't work that way. There's no magic pill or shortcut. True liver detoxification happens through long-term lifestyle choices, not fads. Even over-the-counter multivitamins or supplements can pose a risk if taken in high doses or without medical supervision. The liver must metabolize everything we ingest, and excessive intake of certain nutrients, like vitamin A, iron, or niacin, can be toxic over time. To truly support the liver, focus on the basics: balanced nutrition, hydration, regular exercise, sleep, and avoiding harmful substances. Before taking any supplement, no matter how natural it seems, consult a healthcare provider. The best way to cleanse your liver is not through exotic powders or fasting trends, but through consistent, evidence-based habits that reduce its toxic load in the first place. Lack of sleep and stress. Chronic sleep deprivation and constant stress are often overlooked, but powerful enemies of liver health. When you sleep less than 6 to 7 hours per night, your body struggles to regulate key hormones like insulin and cortisol. Elevated cortisol from stress and poor sleep promotes fat storage in the liver, increasing the risk of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD. During deep sleep, the liver performs essential repair and detox functions. Skipping this recovery time leads to inflammation, oxidative stress, and a sluggish metabolism. Meanwhile, chronic stress triggers unhealthy behaviors: overeating, alcohol use, or late-night snacking, all of which compound liver damage. Studies show that poor sleep quality is linked with higher liver enzymes and insulin resistance, even in people with a healthy weight. To support liver health, prioritize consistent sleep routines, manage stress through relaxation techniques, and avoid screen time before bed. A rested body means a stronger liver. Overeating refined white flour. Foods made with refined white flour, like white bread, pastries, pasta, and baked goods, may seem harmless, but when eaten in excess, they can silently harm your liver. These foods are rapidly broken down into glucose, causing sharp spikes in blood sugar and insulin. Over time, this promotes fat accumulation in the liver, especially when consumed frequently. Unlike whole grains, refined flour lacks fiber and essential nutrients, offering empty calories that are quickly converted into fat. This buildup contributes to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, even in people who don't appear overweight. Many people consume white flour daily, at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, without realizing the cumulative impact. To protect liver health, reduce your intake of white flour products and replace them with whole grain alternatives like oats, brown rice, or quinoa. These offer more fiber, slower digestion, and better support for metabolic balance, giving your liver a much-needed break. Saturated fats. Lard, sausages, cheese. Saturated fats found in foods like lard, fatty sausages, bacon, and hard cheeses may be flavorful, but when eaten regularly, they can overload the liver. These fats are harder for the body to process and are more likely to be stored, especially in the liver. Over time, this contributes to fatty liver disease, inflammation, and increased cholesterol levels. Excessive intake of saturated fat also worsens insulin resistance, which leads to more fat buildup in liver cells. This is especially dangerous when combined with a sedentary lifestyle or a high-sugar diet. That doesn't mean all fat is bad. Healthy fats, such as those from olive oil, avocado, and nuts, actually support liver function and reduce inflammation. For liver health, limit saturated fats and choose lighter, plant-based options when cooking. Avoid frying in lard or butter and read labels on processed meats and cheeses. Small changes in fat sources can make a big difference in protecting your liver. Rapid weight loss and crash diets. Rapid weight loss and extreme crash diets might seem like a quick fix, but they can actually harm your liver. When you lose weight too quickly, more than 1 kg, 2 lb per week, fat is broken down too rapidly, flooding the liver with free fatty acids. This can worsen fatty liver disease and even lead to inflammation or liver cell damage. Starvation diets, mono diets, or detox cleanses often lack essential nutrients, which puts additional stress on liver function. Instead of helping, they disrupt your metabolism and can cause rebound weight gain, making the situation worse long-term. Safe, gradual weight loss of 0.5 to 1 kg, 2 lbs per week is ideal. It allows the liver to process fat steadily without overload. Focus on balanced meals, regular exercise, and sustainable habits. Remember, when it comes to liver health, slow and steady wins the race, not the fastest diet trend. Ignoring chronic conditions. Ignoring chronic health conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, and hypothyroidism can quietly damage your liver over time. These conditions often lead to insulin resistance, poor fat metabolism, and inflammation, all of which increase the risk of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD. For example, uncontrolled diabetes causes excess glucose in the blood, which the liver stores as fat. High blood pressure can damage blood vessels in the liver, reducing its efficiency. Even an underactive thyroid slows down metabolism, encouraging fat buildup in liver cells. The danger lies in the fact that many of these issues show few symptoms at first. That's why regular checkups and lab tests are essential, even if you feel fine. Managing chronic conditions through medication, diet, and lifestyle not only protects your heart and brain, but also gives your liver a fighting chance to stay healthy and functional for years to come. Your liver works tirelessly every day to keep you healthy, filtering toxins, balancing hormones, and processing nutrients. But it can only do so much without your support. As we've seen, everyday habits like poor diet, lack of sleep, inactivity, or unmanaged stress can quietly damage this vital organ. The good news? Most liver problems are preventable. Small, consistent changes in your lifestyle, like eating whole foods, staying active, sleeping well, and managing stress, can make a huge difference. There's no magic pill, no detox tea, just real, sustainable habits that protect your liver long-term. Take action today. Your future self will thank you. If this video helped you understand liver health better, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs it, and don't forget to subscribe for more science-backed health content. See you in the next video, and take care of your liver. It takes care of you.